coming to you at 0900 hours and 21 minutes. I'm about to say got 90%. Sunday, October 2018. 20, I'm about to say 20. The title is How Long, My People, how long, how long do we climb the mountaintop till we see the great day? Then the journey, the works, the fruit of our labor. How long, my people? How long? I haven't heard the full speech, but I know it went something like that. We in this world, and we have to keep fighting. We get excited. We call it complaining. We come against each other. We still fight and kill one another. We still take away and kill one another. We still take away our fathers and our brothers, let alone these praise, then your grade got made, then your bed got better, then your food you tasted tastes better. But the same things that brought us down was the same things we didn't overcome yet. My brothers still live in the ghettos in the neighborhood, in the black places. We thought we intermingled, so we integrated. So he thought it was going to be diverse. That was just more separation to the people that still hurting. See, that was the phantom of our mind, so we had to wear a mask just to cover up. See, but you don't stay covered up. So you think you liberated. See, a man can't tell you what to wear, but you want him to be the leader in your community. How is that even fair? That's not the same logic that tell me I love you. You come again since I don't kiss your ass. See, the symptoms to your syndrome is best up in your dome. See, that's why you thought freedom was supposed to set us all free. But it just captivated us. What has kept us captivated? See, I was trying to cultivate you to understand that we got to outline only 150 years out after the civil rights movement. We just now voting. Women just now going to college. Wow. Think about it. Our dark-skinned men and women just now being in knowledge. See, that knowledge that we seek was not to understand. It was to undermine because they put us underhand. That was the true plan. See, the decoys and the pawns that we fought for were what the knights, kings, and queens. Look at this country. It's called United States of America, the organization that foster people with social security numbers and birth certificates. See, that's the certificate they gave us. They said, if I go to school for this system and a higher learning, I get an education, which I ain't go out, but they placed me in the building in an institution. And they said, if I get this degree, I could get a better job for me and my family. Wrong. I still have to work just as hard just to get in that door. But we don't even realize they still closed up. See, we thought it was cool, but because we were staying sucker free. Most of our incarcerated brothers and sisters, look at the time they were receiving. The same time is not different, but they said we was all created equal. That's why I don't listen to nobody. But to me, I'm fair. I stay peaceful. They say our Jesus came down. He didn't come to show peace. He came to show order, but he created us to all be equal. But he said no respect of man with the womb women that he put us in to birth us, not conceive. We was birthed through the womb. See, that was that channel that you tunneled in, but you lost your vibration because you tried to be like one of them. See, our women walk around with their hair blonde and platinum. Hold up. If you look at my roots, my hair is coursed into dark skin. See, that's that curse to that mind. See, your psychology is messed up. And then you defend what you know, but it's hard to find because you still got the veil on. He tried to give you revelation, but you still chose to stay blind. See, in your minds and your eyes, see, I ain't making no sense. See, my conversation is so dense. I ain't got to write this down. It ain't written. This is everything I go through. The same shit that we live in. My uncle, he made it, but he ain't bring nobody to. Because his mind, he did great. He did what he was supposed to do. But he had all the knowledge and resources. You know how much times you got to talk to him and you got to call him just to understand how we get to the things that he got? None. But you telling me the good people, they're not aligned to the stupid religion that's bind in, that's keeping us lined up. See, that's what they call a finding. That's what we call a good house nigga. But it's not of a film of brotherly love. That's the whip us and the chains and the whip. I'm going to keep saying this. The same things we call chains, whips, and tattoo that was branding us, that was hurting us, and that was killing our men and women. And they call our children, they was nigglets. Compared to the same things we eat as swine, that's the piglets. But we love bacon. Well, we're not even number one consumers of chicken and watermelon, and it's white people. See, they call them the Caucasian, but we love to look up to them. That's why we got all these different integrators. We call them swirlers. But they love to hurt us. You know, if you kill a man, hurt the mother, destroy her womb, look at all these places. They got all these buildings. I ain't never see an abortion center. They call it a plan B. What about a plan A? Because I'm excellent, awesome. But that plan G, because I'm great. See, I'm not a player out there. I'm not a womanizer and a whoremonger. I'm trying to understand that the persons are coming around. Do they want more of them? Or do you want to stay down in them 6 feet in the dirt and get less of them? See, your mind is so flat and you thought the earth was round. The earth ain't flat or round. We still trying to discover places that's still not found. But in your heart, you still ain't fine. You worry about the outside. I'm going to go help in Africa. But the area I live in is so fucked up. I caused this. My uncles taught me how to disrespect women. My cousins taught me how to sell drugs because they caught that from the last generation. And we always say each era is better, but each era is just as messed up as the last era. Because that's the last era that taught the last things. See, that's the fitted we thought it was on. So that was the snapback. See, I'm going to keep saying the same line until you get it to your snap back, to the real, to your dome, so the snap back. See, that's whiplash. They say you're going to be reprobated into the things that you was the iniquities of what you always seen, what your parents bring, what your grandfathers and grandmother thought was the truth. See, now it's aligned to the light because every day I'm lit. See, you don't even get that. Lit, it means to shine a light on a person that's going to come to and walk the streets and show you what you didn't know. But we constantly doing the same things. You know who make the most money from our so-called black communities? They might as well be prophets because they call them. They might as well be pimps because they prophets. Prophet and prophet spelled the same way. Why do the words and the spelling words? See, them the curse they incanted on the, but nobody want to say OJ lying. That's the translation of the language that they so-called, they were supposed to be the truth, but it's steady binding us. See, it's binding us in to keep us from knowing the real truth. See, I'm not picked because I'm not attracted to that thought, but that's not what I was thinking. A woman said I ain't manipulated with my love and the way I was treating her. But I was being honest with her. I was telling her the truth. This is what I did. This is what I'm going to do. And it lined up. But when I couldn't make it, she said, that's why I don't believe in you. But I said, there were some changes. You wanted the best without seeing my blood, sweat, and tears, the things I go through, the things I got to go fight through in here. See, that's my tears. That's not a fear. Because he said he didn't make us like that way. See, the creator and the spirit is two different things. But we keep calling them the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. That's one. He ain't say I was coming to save you. I was coming to show you a people you can do the same things too. But look what you following. Look at what you trust in. The root of all evil is the love of money. The root of all evil is the love of money. The love of money is the root of all evil. See, the lines don't change. But you lined up. You thought because you made a couple money and your tax return and your dividend was grown up, but you didn't even grow up. See, you ain't even maturated because you immature. Your maturity don't even balance up. Your height don't even get to the grounds where you can pull up. That's why we stay weak. Now we comfortable. We thought we was going to sit in and have a boycott and something was going to change, but we ain't had no leader and no true direction. See, that don't mean nothing. When I see a man kneel and stand, I don't get excited by a Jay-Z, a Will Smith, or a Colin Kaepernick. So they already capped the Nick, because the niggas that we thought, like the Shannon Sharps and the Ray Lewises, I don't want to disrespect them, but in the same time of the respect of them, they not being real. I don't see a lot of black men being real. Since they killed Brother Malcolm and Martin Luther King the Jr., the ones on the throne that was going to show us what leadership was supposed to do, we had nobody to select them. After they murdered, look what happened. They keep talking about, well, back in the 50s, look how families was. It was more fathers. No, it was the same thing. They was already in the inner working. See, they followed them because they failed, because they kept on following what was supposed to fall. We had so much. Name an all-black company that's bigger and close to biggest to Microsoft. I bet you can't name it. It's called Johnson & Johnson Publishing Company. See, nobody can name that information, but rap a Lil Wayne or a Tupac song. The same dudes that if they rap the song, I don't care what they do, and they say, like, I'm about to get off of that. It sounded like I was rapping for the most part, but I wasn't, because I was trying to get real. They say the Lil Wayne and the Jay-Z's, they made it. They made it out the hood. But look what they did before they got out of the hood. Look what they doing now. Giving a couple turkeys for Thanksgiving is not going to help that family that you destroyed one generation ago. Because if I'm 35, I destroyed a generation ago. So that 18-year-old girl made by that mother that was on crack, by that man that knew was not going to be a father, but he was trying to get a nut off. See, we don't talk about the truth. We say, how are we going to get better? There's no solution. That's a solution. We got to go back and help our community, or what we call a community, the neighboring surrounding. That's what I call it. It was, when I grew up, it was never a community. Some days I felt like they wanted me there, but the one things that young dudes always thought, they know I was, how we call it, the truth. I'm 100%. I was real. You don't have to take my realness as it is, because I don't lie to people. What I say behind your back, I say to your face. If I had a chance to reach them men, I would say, y'all not doing nothing. Kaepernick, Lil Wayne, Shannon, y'all not Steven, y'all not doing nothing. Y'all scared. It's no way if 70% make up a National Football League, one man take a knee for real social injustice, and you telling me, and then look what happened after that. So it all adds up. So he's getting paid by the same people that told him he's gonna go against. They still paying him. Then he got paid even more. He said he's, I don't call it a sacrifice. I call it a suffer. What did this man suffer that I didn't suffer? And the woman said, you a better male. I don't know what a better alpha male. I know if my mother need my help, I'm going to do my best to give her my help. I don't know what a better alpha male. I know if my father needed my help, I'm going to do my best to give my help. I don't know what a better male. I don't know what being less than mean. I don't know being the greatest man. I know I'm great within me. I'm not basing this off what's these cons, tricks of structures. They telling me what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to be, how I'm supposed to be. No woman can tell a man how to be a man. I don't care how many times you cut your vagina up and made a penis off. I don't care how many strap-ons you wear, how many kids you take care of from another woman. You still a woman. You want me to respect you, respect me. If your name is, you went from Danielle to Dan, I'm going to call you Dan, but I would never call you a man, because you want me to respect you, well, respect who I am. I'm not about to play with people no more. We let so much go. I remember a white person couldn't call me a nigga or a nigger without some dude jumping on them. Look at us now. Well, I'm going to call it as it is. We a bunch of pussies. You a pussy. You allow a woman to talk about your man. That's why when they say slavery happened, I don't see how all these men, if we were so great of a man, we were so strong as a unit, how did you watch your wife, daughter get killed when this slavery was being created? Just like now. I would tell my sister, if you be with a man, he beat you, I'm not coming to your rescue because you chose him. I'm going to tell them truth. Women get mad at me. Oh, you won't? No, I ain't protecting your ass. You ignored me when I said leave him alone, but then you want my help when he beating on you. But at the same time, unwillingly, If a person unwillingly is getting taken, I have all means to protect that man or woman. That's what I protect. I don't protect abuse relationship, domestic violence, because you stupid. We're gonna call it as it is now. A woman that allowed a man to beat on her is a stupid woman. Is an idiot and she's foolish. I don't care what happened to her. I don't care how many times she's seen her mother. She enjoyed the curse. I'm gonna say it as it is. If you, I never seen. I was asking. I kept saying this. Women don't like me for the non-money I have or the non-things I have. But before, back in the day, I thought crack and ecstasy and doing all these drugs was bad. I thought those was the people we say was the bad people or something was wrong. They was hurt and they need to. I never seen so many people, women smoking weed, but I'm the bad guy. I'm not good enough or I'm not handsome enough. I look clean as hell when I go outside. My clothes be fresh. I be ironed up. But dudes walk up with a rack. What's up, man? How you doing, shorty? Yo, I can give you the world. I'm gonna give you the dream. I'm the player, the player. I can sling my dick so I can get good. I can beat it up real good. You don't know nothing about the dudes that's doing good. So you automatically designed him. You already pictured a man how he's gonna be to you. But you didn't picture the dude in that then it's not taking care of his child. I don't have friends like that. And if that's a bad person, if I don't so-called, I'm not a Christian or a Muslim or a Jehovah Witness, that keep me from a woman. Cool. I don't want what this world have to offer me. But you're telling me you want what this world have to offer you because you aligning, because religion to me is a binding. It's stupid. Because all it don't make you think. Person, well, my Jesus is gonna save me. Yo, Jesus gonna do what? He's not here to save you. He's another man as I was in a person as you. And if anything, he was a womb woman. If you listen to the book and read the book, they said when they cut open the stomach, water and blood come out. I ain't never cut my stomach open. I ain't never seen a man get his stomach, and I seen it in real life. But when a woman's stomach got cut open, water and blood come out. But see, that's too much logic. That's practicality to me. See, things I'm saying don't make sense no more. It's like, oh, you're slut shaming her. You're dissing your black woman. No, because I'm talking about me too. I don't want my daughter to think it's okay to whip out her titty because she have a child. Because if she had a husband, she would not whip out her titty. She will have a garment to cover up her breast as she feeds. It's okay to breastfeed in public. But what happened to modesty? What happened to dignity? What happened to like wanting to cover yourself? That's okay. So keep telling these young girls this. And we talking about this Me Too, pick me BS. All this that goes on in the social media. I don't have social media, but every time I log on and create a profile, your daughter is naked. These fitness models, they're not fitness. I work out. Here's my booty. Here's my ass and titties. Come on now. And the dudes that they fall for, like this one girl had her business for 3 years. She's showing her stuff. She get with this dude because he looked good. Because whatever he enticed her with his words, since he know how to talk to her, but it's called manipulation. See, I don't want to manipulate a woman into love. I want her to be honest and say, do you accept me? Because the spirit of me look beautiful. Any spirit not any spirit, because I'm not gonna lie, some people's spirits is ugly. The persona, the aura of them is very ugly and very nasty like. But majority of people, spirit always look nice. But that person, when that person gets sick, when that person gets tired, how do that person act towards you, towards themselves? Sometimes you do need somebody to say, man, you did okay. Sometimes you do need a pat on the back, a pat on the shoulder, a hug. The simple things that most humans should receive on a daily basis, especially as a child. You call a little, I even check myself. I say, all right, get up. You tougher than that. But I do that more encouragement. I don't say, oh, you a sissy, you a punk. But the funny part, I'm happy I never done that to a little boy. No, even my little brother. I would get mad at him like, why is you messing with my friends? They're not even my friends. And you messing with them. They're not going to hit you. They're just looking at me like, what's wrong with your little brother? They didn't have brothers like that. But a lot of us brothers, a lot of the older brothers understood like that was very hard on us. I'm protecting my little brother because he causing strife. I don't cause strife to my mother and father. It's not a diss to my brother, but it's like the understanding is like start showing your sons, your daughter, and when your child goes somewhere, they got friends. Don't send your friends out, your son and daughter out with their friends, the other siblings. That's wrong. They want to enjoy their time as you want to enjoy your time. They didn't ask to be born. You created this child. It's so much that we do that we don't even think about, and it's wrong. And we don't call it out no more. We don't call wrong out. Like when somebody do wrong. And this is like white people. We call out wrong because it's wrong. Man just got almost accused, and it's nonchalant to you because you don't understand. If you don't understand, ask questions. And I asked questions when I was confused about transgender and how they act, their personalities. I asked questions. You know what I got? I got a lot of battle. And then I was telling them like this, and it was online. I was like, I know I was talking to transgender people, but I was like, this is hard for us because you want us to automatically just say love you. But then when we come to ask questions, you beat us. And it was like one or two of them were like answering the questions. It was like saying, I know. I was like, y'all ain't got to keep saying excuse them. I know, I get it. Because you're not representing all transgender people. But I like those that you would be cool. Probably still wouldn't hang out with you when they was laughing. Because we was like, we did like a conference thing. But at the same time, I respect you more now than just saying, well, LBGTQ is the new black. That's not the same thing. The Holocaust is the black, or orange is the new black, or women Me Too is the new black. And it's like you would never phantom till this day if racism was supposed to leave. You don't understand how it affects us towards one of each other, our race of people toward each other, and other races towards us. You would never phantom how that worked. I'm a no good nigga by what somebody young woman father told her that man is nothing. Even him, a man only wants sex and booty. But to be honest, I'd rather somebody to be honest. Like if a woman asks, what do you want from me? Be honest. Well, I want to get to know you, but I want to play with your booty. But some odd reason we look at that as wrong. That's not a good dude. But it's like, do you really want honesty or do you want to hear what you want to hear? And that's what most men do. That's most young guys. Dudes that got the Casanova in them, they call them G's, the players. They got that in. They already know the pimps. They already know what you want to hear. He grew up with 5 sisters. He had sex at a young age. Women was telling him what to say. Older women, while he was having sex, they was showing him what to do. Compared to the guy that learned on his, I'm the one that learned on my own. I have situations that varies and different, but that don't make me less. But if we really want a good society, you got to take responsibility of yourself. You got to take accountability. Your response, ability, account, your whole account. Look at your whole picture of who you are, who you talk to. I don't hang out with dudes that cheat on their women. I got a guy. I keep telling him I'm not like that. I said I don't have friends. He called me a friend. I was like, cool. I ain't call him a friend. I was like, well, by you calling me a friend, I like you can be a friend. See, I use my words. And then when he talked, and even his girlfriend keep telling him that is not what OJ said. He's like, yes, he did. I was like, no, I didn't. You just put a word in my mouth. Exactly when I talk, exactly what I mean. Exactly what I say. That's what I mean. What I mean is what I say and say what I mean. Mean what you say and say what you mean. I don't add on. I say, if you talk about, let's say you talk about black men. I say a lot of black men is not like that. The black men that's doing the same crimes over and over, those are the men. Do not correlate them with the other men that get caught by the police, that's getting shot. They're doing nothing. You see, the first thing they do is try to bring up my background. My background for what? What does that have to do with my hands up? And I'm not showing you no threat and you shooting me, or you got me handcuffed on the ground, my hands behind my back, my hands under my butt. Like, he got a gun, and then shoot me in my chest 3 times. You know how that correlate to me, because it's like that's all it take. And then to hear a police officer or other white people, especially younger, like now they say black people don't read. If you want to trick them, put them in the book. I feel like young white people don't read, especially young white men. They love to use that crime rate. And I was like, have you even read lately? Even I like there's even white men that's telling you that's wrong. They telling you how they divide up the city and district in the area based on the rate of people by the Census Bureau. They know that there's 16 black families in this area. Full family. I mean, like a husband and wife, a kid, or two, three, four kids. That's how they break it down. But if you only saying blacks commit, that is true and not true. Because if you saying that, that means you saying that white people, if we commit more crimes, that means it would be more black people. And I remember somebody tried to do a graph and reverse if there was more black people. I was like, so now if you're gonna reverse, you got to factor in all the things that we've been through, and you got to switch them around. It was like, no. I was like, that would. I was like, so you're not doing the correct graph. Your graph is only going to be truly opinionated based on the information you only have. You're going to use the same factor, but if you're going to turn something around, you got to use those same. So if you're going to put me in the place of Donald Trump and put him in my place, we got to use the same factors. I was born when I left. I was showing different things when I was born. I was given a whole bunch of millions of dollars when I left my house. You got to factor in the same information. If you don't, you cannot compare. That's why I say you. That's why we say you will never know what somebody's shoes. But how long? But how long is we gonna keep allowing everything I mentioned and things that I haven't mentioned to keep happening? I don't understand slavery. That's why I hate talking about it because it don't make sense to me. As I stated, I don't know how these men and these women watch their mothers and brothers and fathers and people that look like them that was from the same tribes and stuff get killed and not do nothing about it. I don't care if there was free so-called Negroes, black, what they call us. We indigenous people in America is where we come from. We don't have our true history, so we are indigenous. We're indigo. We're based upon a color and a tone or a being of who we are. But they use it, they classifying us by the skin tone. And people keep saying the skin tone don't matter, but that's what they keep using. But okay, it don't matter, but you're gonna keep using it, but it don't matter, but you're gonna keep using it. Okay, that makes sense. And how are we still going through this after years and years and years? It's been 400 years, but 266 laws and 266 years after slavery was abolished or done away with. We've been 150 years out. We've been 150 years out the civil rights movement. My mother and them just started when she was a teenager, was just able to vote. It's still, if you factor in all this information, we made a better income. So when we made the better income, they start factoring, well, all no, all of us still ain't had a chance. Because if you brought us from another country and you never gave us the resources to learn, we had to learn a English language, a cursed language to communicate. And then you got to remember the people that still couldn't read, but you dumped them in one neighborhood with people that couldn't read either, but that spoke the same language with no resources, no understanding of this country. It was so much that factored in that what we see still don't make sense. It still don't make sense. I understand why my black women don't like me. I understand black women don't like me. Black men don't, quote unquote, black or indigenous people don't like each other. I understand that. But if you're going to rule out those factors and tell me this is why, this and that, that's why I don't talk to other races about who I am. I was like, you're not going to sit up here and tell me that it's okay or this is what it is without no other knowledge. And then at the same time, if you saying color don't matter, why is you allowing your uncles to talk about me? Why are we even worried about my crime rate? Why ain't worried about how you can help? And it's things that's what I think about. If they tell me, okay, Asian men are the worst men, that's the lie. Because that's like saying black men is the worst men. And that's what they did. So since black women say, well, black men, so Asian men, that's a lie. They meet them, they'll take them. And like what I don't do when I meet people, I don't use what I was taught. I wait till what you show me. My mother said, when you first meet a person, you give them all your trust. Because she said, there is no reason not to trust a person yet. You know how you start losing trust from this person? That person have to show you untrustworthy thing. They have to show you, well, I can't leave you in my house. You stole from me. I'm not saying, but then you got a little discernment too to know. So what I do, it's not a wall. They're like, oh, you got walls up. You too picky. But if she can have they call them standards, but I call them morals, ethics, and values. How come I can't have mine? How come we can't? How come she can't have a choice of what she do? Like you would say, one would say, they try to say that's chivalry when you're being chivalry in the word generous. I can be generous to pay for the first date, but why is so mandatory? Why is it an obligation by you? Why is that even in your head that matters? Because if you're trying to get to know me and have fun, you shouldn't care about nothing, only about how I'm treating you and what I'm showing you. If the money factor is a definition of showing you about who I am, and I don't even love money, then you have no idea who I am. So of course you already eliminated me, but you enticed by the manipulating words of the man's mouth. So that's okay with you. Oh, he got a car. He got a money. That means nothing. Because when you in pain, when you hurting, when you need help, none of that other stuff matters. That's why I'm not so quick to worry about now at 35. I don't care if I don't have children. I don't care if I really get married. It's a desire and it would be very great if I did. But if I didn't, I will be okay. Because the factors that I work hard, my blood, sweat, and tears, and if a person, I don't care if you're a man or a woman or you're a young man, young woman, and young women, there's so much you can be doing in life. Love and hip hop is not the way. Watching Trina, Beyonce, Ashanti, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, those are not good examples. The examples they want you to see, they don't show you. I'm not saying that nobody has like a Rayon. I'm not saying that nobody has a like some like how do I put it? Because we are perfect, made us perfect, established, and whole. I'm not saying that you won't have some type of actions you've done that wasn't so great in your life. You didn't have occurring events or situations that would. I'm not saying that's not gonna happen. But to me, a role model is a person or a mentor that can give me wise counsel without conflicting with who they are. Let me say it again. A role model to me or a wise counsel is a person can give you wise counsel without conflicting of that person. So if I'm trying to show you how to save money, my structure of how I save money, I will show you the template, but I'm not literally showing you my money, or I'm not saying this is how you have to do it. This is the only way. This is the only one. Like I would never say that because that's not true. Because for your shoes is your feet is a different size than mine. I want to be fair with you. I want to make sure you understand what you have to do. If you make less money, you might have a better understanding. Someone will ask you, "Do you understand?" And if you say yes or no, and I was like, "What can I else can I?" If you don't understand, let's try this another way. And if you do, you might be so-called more intelligent or smarter than me. And you're like, oh, I already knew this, but I didn't know that part. So that part we're gonna focus on. So you got the focus, purpose, mission, and position. Let's go there. Let's go to the part where you don't know and just build off of what you don't know. So that's like planting a seed. They say I'm here to water. No, I'm here to plant a seed. I'm a man. See, a man has the seed. A woman can water. And a woman can water and do both. That's how great you are as a woman. You can water the seed and you can birth the seed. Woo! Come on now. The womb is the outside, the placenta. Come on. Where you think they got everything from? Don't they didn't get their information by watching animals?
Because the animal would do what we don't do. One animal leave their offspring. One animal allow, which we sometimes do, but more in the case the dodo bird finds a home and knock the other egg out and leave some near so when the dodo bird is born, you have something to eat. We don't do that. But we want to take on what the, I'm going to call them this for now, for quote unquote, the evildoers came to be superior. They want you to take care of them. Like, I can't think, people say, well, you worked hard. And I was like, well, your hard work to my hard work is totally different. See, my hard work, I do want to get, because I'm better at physical labor. And it depends, I am better at more mental labor. It depends on what it is. Like it's called it's like, are you using your mechanical? And that's the other word. It's mechanical. I'm just gonna say physical and mental labor. A lot of people might be better at a physical labor, but since they was brought up a certain way saying you don't have to work hard, they would never learn that gift or talent that the creator had for them. Or their design, their purpose, their position, their mission. I'm both. For me to learn, I need audio and I need visual. And I need a little bit of more hands on. But I have to keep seeing it over and over more than I have to listen to it and be hands on. I am a visual learner. And then once I start touching it, I don't need the visual no more because it's already programmed in is already in a sense it's programmed in my head, which I don't like using that word. It's programmed, so now I can do it. But that's that perfect control society that control. You control you. I say I'm the positive, outside of me is a negative. And I call it the void. You know why it's negative? Because you can't control it. But you know you control everything positive, what's wrong around you. Everything around you can control within your area. Like everything in my house, I have control over. Nothing in my house can work without me touching it. Because I'm the only single human being or a being in my house that's alive. I hope there ain't no rodents or anything, but I don't see them, but okay. But besides that, I'm the only living organism in my house. Everything else is stationary. It don't move unless I touch it or press a button. So I have control over all that's in my house. Some malfunctions happen, but more so time, I have control. So how long, how far have we came very far. It's a congratulations that we have come this far. Our ancestors, and they were great ancestors that if you give credit to Jesus, give credit to those people that died for you. I do. I give them, how we say, it's Sunday today. I'm going to give them the honor, the glory, and the praise. And I'm going to say it just like that. Because I'm going to honor them. They died for me to even be able to do this on this YouTube Live. But we don't see that. You know, get more hits on YouTube Live? Us killing each other, us fighting each other. But then we complain. But you complaining, but you taking part then because you're watching it. Just like a woman said, we don't like Tommy Sotomayor and Cynthia G, but we go watch. I don't watch their videos. I don't. I'm not giving them a view. I'm not giving them a like or a dislike for their monetized YouTube or patrons or their t-shirt, their clothing line. The people that hate us gonna watch. People that want to feel like you can speak the truth, but you're not factoring all of them. So if I say black women with blonde hair is brainwashed, that's the truth, but I'm not factoring in all of them. Well, I know that's the truth because I have black women in my family. We don't wear blonde hair. And not one and it's funny, and this is all I know, truth come home. They don't wear blonde hair because if you say why, all the women in my family that they do not, that I know of, the women my mother and father side, even the ones that's more like they got white in them, they don't wear blonde hair. They don't do anything that's not them. They might wear the braids, but they have hair, whether it's short or long, and they cut it and they design their hair to however they do it, And then they're like, oh, I want braids this next 6 months to let my hair grow back so I can cut it again and do a different design. It's like, it's funny. The only thing that we would be like a perfect family to me if we weren't so divided and separated. And I learned that's a hard task to get them to understand. But it's not, and it's like, well, leave it to God. Pray. I do pray. But he also said, I'm using you. How long, how far, I'm using you. You are the solution. I am. Truth, solution, resolution, solution, honesty, success. You are that. You are not a failure. You are not a mistake. So you are not an error. An error what occurred before you was born. I have nothing to do even with slavery. But I feel the effects, the cause and effects, the sequences after slavery. The Willie Lynch, the bird. You ever heard of the Bergsman law? So we talk about it's 600. Somebody had wrote them on the Tumblr. Can I find this Tumblr? I haven't been looking hard enough either. They put all the 66 laws, 266 laws and theories. But listen to this, it's 266 religions. We've been out, if you calculate the time, I guess you can say abolish slavery. I forgot the exact what number, but it's been 266 years. Why is that not they call that a coincidence? They're accidents that coincide with the truth or the factors that was placed on the earth. They call them the iniquities. Why is that? Why is when, and I get a lot of things from watching TV shows. A man that has not prepared his child for his own death has failed as a father. A flower will still bloom when no one is looking. And I'm learning, we love formalities. We love symbolic. We see one person stand up and reap what we all should sow. That become formality and symbolic to them. I don't like symbolic. And I guess you would pick the word victory. I don't like symbolic victories and formalities. They just like going through the motions. Don't ever tell me he did it so you can do it. No, Jay-Z. No, people out there in the world. No. Because if I don't know what he did to get there. But the beginning part, I didn't do what he did. I'm frowned upon for doing certain things that it shouldn't be frowned upon. Young men and women are beat up and hurt as they grow up, which they shouldn't happen to go through that. They become hurt. So I can understand what they go through. But to me as an adult, if you can't decipher, you can't tell the difference no more, you love symbolic and you love being part of the system, the order. The number 9, I was looking at 9/11. The number 9 means judgment and finality, the final. The number 1 after the 9 mean creation. The next one mean unity. So the judgment of the creation to provide unity, 911. That's amazing. We at the final judgment. So we say we in end times, we more in perilous times. We get into the end time. Because after I die, this earth is still going to be standing. People say you don't know that. I do know that. Unless a nuclear bomb hit that changed the outcome, the earth is going to, when you die, the children generation is going to still be here. So what we do now will affect the children. And hopefully what I'm doing, it helps the children. And the parents, you're going to die off. So hopefully you start providing. And I don't have assistance, so I have to start providing for myself an enjoyable life now and have fun. Enjoy your life. Love yourself. Do that stuff too. I got to prepare for a retirement starting like now at 35 or been repairing and saving up money, putting money in certain places, getting certain things that is for us, the resources, the benefits. So I don't be homeless or I'm not trying to live day to day when I'm 70 and 80. I can pass away in peace and know I left my mark through some young man, and hopefully a lot of young men and some young women. But hopefully a more, like how they say, one can get 10, 10 can get 100, 100 can get 1,000, 1,000 get 10,000, 10,000 get 100,000, 100,000 can get 1,000,000. When you that one young man and young girl they get together even faster, and they speak upon this and do better, and don't sweep what the history was, like the slavery. They don't sweep it under the rug, but don't that's your pusher forward. How not? If you study how not, the enemy study all aspects of life. The enemy study you from what you eat, how you sleep, where you used to be, where you at now, what are you playing for? Why don't we do that? We. That's why I don't hate religion. I hate anything that binds you, that restricts you, and tell you you shouldn't do it. Your past is your past. You don't use your past for your future or your present, but you remember what you used to do. How did you do it? Because you as a drug dealer, how can you apply to your drug dealing ways that's no longer destroying homes and families, and you doing what you shouldn't be doing? How can that help you in your now and your future? Remember that time you had to go out late at night? If you have a child, that's what's going to happen. You have to go out late at night and do what you have to do, but in a way that your child can learn, and you won't be hurting no one, and you're not hurting your child. You take what you used to do and you change it. You don't conform it. You build it up and you create better, positive. You affirm, you reinforce, or you empower in a new way. Well, I remember 50 Cent song. The first song I heard from 50 Cent was called How to Rob an Industry Nigga. So I rob him. Now his new song he should have made a song How to Work with an Industry Man. How to better yourself. That's what the songs I want to hear from Lil Wayne, Jay-Z now. How to better yourself. I took 2 hands and 2. I didn't have that. See, I had to go in a block and sell a pound or 2, but now I'm a new man. What my marriage can do. Me and my wife, every day a child is born. See, now we can get on. See, we don't have to do the same doings we did just to be on. But now I help the kids in my community just to be on. I don't look past them. I help them. I help them become better. So I don't say strapped up. Say I got my hand fast enough. You know, my new tool is my wrench, not my lock that I had when I used to pin up. See, I was the playboy. See, I used to play with the wrong toys. Now I go in my house. I got my wife and kids, and she got her real toys. It's like, I want to hear a rap like that. How come we don't hear a rap like that from 30 and 45 and almost 50-year-old men now? You still hear that same garbage. You can still rap. You're like, well, they don't want to hear that. I want to hear that. I'm quite sure if I can hear that, I still buy CDs. I still buy the albums when I hear good music like that. I'm not saying don't talk about how you used to do things. I'm saying, but at 35, I'm not rapping about me being a block boy no more, because I'm not a, let's say, and Jay-Z's not a block, Lil Wayne's not a block boy no more. He's not a paper bag boy no more. I still want to hear them other guys' story, because even Chris Brown he said, these hoes ain't loyal. See, everybody like, oh, the women looked at the song. Oh, he ain't loyal. No, listen to what he was saying. He said, I can take a broke nigga bitch, but I don't fuck with broke bitches. Like, I listen to that. And if you listen to what he's saying, that means he has done it. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, he's lying. Because I watch physically with my own 2 eyes. They say, don't believe your eyes, but okay. I was in the service. It was a guy. He was my roommate. I was with MCAS New River, Miles 29, HMM 162. We was a helicopter unit with the 46 Echo. And this guy girlfriend they came from some Utah, Wyoming, Dakota, Iowa, someplace. So he brought his girlfriend down. I guess he now wanted to marry her. We all was young. At the time, I was getting close to coming out to service, so I was probably 21. Wasn't 22 or no 20 or 21. I think I was able to drink now. I was legal to drink 21, and he kept being around this man girl, and I never at this age I have not had a real relationship yet. This is how I know when you know intuition. I don't fight with somebody and try to prove it. I go off my intuition and I run with it. Because if I don't trust you, I don't trust you. And then one day they came in the house. I mean, the barracks. We our barracks room. I was like, now ask them. I don't know. I'm the type of person now. It's maybe in my ignorance, and I call it I'm being bold, but maybe my ignorance. I was like, is y'all messing around? They got like a gasp and a pause. Like, no, we just cool. Cause this was the other man. They was hanging out a lot because he would be at work, but he had like a day off or he was on leave. And it's funny how, and I was like, oh, okay. And they was together a lot. I mean, when you watch, like you ever watch the like these Vine dudes, this big black dude, can't think of his name. It's him and his other black dude with the braids. They were like, y'all fucking. And that's what came to mind now. And I think about it, I thought it was funny because when you can tell when somebody having sex. And I haven't had sex yet. So that's even funnier that that's all I know. That's why I don't worry about what people say to me. Because I know my mind is not playing tricks on me. Dun, 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 dun. It's the truth. That's why I don't worry about if a woman say, well, you don't say Jesus, the Savior, this and that, you not this. I don't worry about it. Because a lot of things that I notice, I observe very well, I am very good at it. I know I'm not going to worry about cheating on my woman and beating on her. I'm not a cheater. And if I say empathetic, unappreciative, well, to you, I do. Because the people that does all these things, they won't call out themselves. They will not. They will not focus on why they did what they did. They're going to deflect back. So they're going to say, well, people that don't cheat is this, and that. I'm like, so what about the people that cheat? You made it. Our pattern is not to cheat. You made a pattern of cheating. And then you want to badmouth to. And it's like, this is what I'm talking about. How long? How long are we going to keep doing this? That's stupid. It's like a formality. And I found out he was, come truth behold, I already knew it. Found out they was having sex. And I told the dude, I was like, that's why, and I asked him too. I was like, you didn't notice this? I'm trying to, I'm younger. We all like younger dudes. Probably like a year or two older than me or such. Or a couple more, because a lot of them in the MOS I had, you could get promoted faster. Because people come in and out of that MOS and don't really stay in. It's more like the MOS I was in with people more designed to go to not being funny at all. For the Marine Corps, like paper jobs, more people have time to go to college, and they will go to college. Other jobs is like mechanics, because that's a straight up skill that you don't so much need a degree, because what you're doing is very transferable out, and you can start off at 6 figures out the military. So a lot of those careers in the military is transferable out when you come out, compared to the MOS I was in. It's not transferable. Like, I couldn't transfer to a librarian. I still had to take the librarian 1 and 2 tests. So it's not so much transferable as their careers are. So no, in a short term of it, if you want to go to school, you would choose a career that is not. It's like more paper based. It's more paperwork, like customer service geared towards you want to go to school. But if you wanted a skill in the trade while you win, you would gear it towards like engineer or mechanic type of jobs. They call it the MOSs that you have. You can come out As long as you stayed in your MOS, so you work on that. Stay in your MOS. You got to be in there at least 4 or 5 years. You can get hired by these companies with no questions asked. And you can start off. It depends on how you are, type of person you are, who you know too. You can start off making close to 6 figures or 6 figures with these careers in the service. But while in the service, the same sucky. But you're learning way more than the people. Like to me, I should have been going for my degree. So that's what I would explain. You go in, you do a mechanical job, you will come out and it'd be easier for you to find a mechanical type of job. And if you need extra schooling, your schooling won't be long. These programs won't be long because you already had the knowledge of. You just got to get it like what's this? Not zoned in, not perfected, personified, not persona. You know what I'm trying to say? You're trying to get that skill perfected in a sense. I'll say you the skill, become more of a repertoire, be more and more of a knowledge base than what you already knew. You gain more knowledge. So, but that was like to me. Now I'm thinking about it. That's like wow, he was really messing with that man, woman, and that's things I won't do. So if those the dudes later on in life, which I noticed, those are guys you see in church that didn't take care of their kids, and I'm calling people out, or women. I had guy friends when the child mother got better, but at the time she didn't understand. You doing better now, but you left your daughter out to him. You ripped and ran the streets. You did not help your daughter with her homework. You didn't show love to your daughter, like the movie Daddy's Girl, with the one with Idris Elba and what's her name, Gabrielle Union. She thought so negative about him because that's the curse that we give our young women. So I remember Steven Jackson, the basketball player for the Spurs, the last team he played for was San Antonio Spurs. He had 2 daughters. They're dark-skinned young ladies. They're beautiful. But what he said, he give his daughter everything. He tell them he love them, but it's more a show of the show of expressing to them. But one thing I will say to men that do that, be mindful of your daughter. Because Steven Jackson got to remember, not all men at 18 to 24 is going to be millionaires. Not all men, because even him, I'm quite sure he wasn't so great to women. Not even so great. He didn't have the knowledge. Like, you had to actually talk to her. You didn't just start off. You knew what she wanted and needed. Their mother, I think he married, you didn't start off, you didn't know that. He kept it black too. Black on black love, quote unquote, black on black, indigenous people, indigo, African descent love. I love it. But you didn't start off like that. So I want to tell the men, like, be weary on how you do. Like, if you take your daughter out, give her some explanation. Just don't say, well, this is what he should do. Hold on. Your daughter 18, she like a guy like her or admire her, she admire him. They're 18. He 18. What he should be doing by 18 is treating her good. Because she working on, if they're going to build a family too, and let's say he don't want her to work, teach her how to support. Show her how to support and guide. The mother was there. Her example is the mother, and you the father, like, see, your mother is supporting me. I'm out leaving for these games. I'm getting paid a good little change. And she's being busy because she ain't have you yet. She was in school. She was doing something. She was working with the family. She was working with the other team wives, planning for the husbands to make sure they have the foods, the necessities they need. See, things like that. We don't talk about that much. I know I brought up earthly marriage against spiritual marriage, but the togetherness that we don't have, we don't guide our children into that. We are failing them. I had a one girl, Ashley W. She was crying like her family failed her. We know, but I'm not going to blame my father and mother for what they didn't know. I feel like my mother, when I bring up things with her, I feel like she don't want to talk about it. Like it's painful. It's painful. I remember more recently, like a year ago, I was watching how white people was getting beat because they was taking up for us. And I was like, wow, I was crying for them. And then the black people, like, they were just throwing the white police officer, the white man was beating on little black boys and girls. That's what my mother went through. So don't tell me about we better. How long? Don't tell me to shut up. You can't silence me. And women, stop saying we silencing you. No, women, we tired of being wrongly. I'm tired of being a good man, and then you call me a piece of shit. I let some man let you stay in his house. He didn't touch you. He didn't ask you for sex. He might have had some ways. It's like, cause if you're doing nothing, and he come home, he's like, let's go out to eat. Then he look in the refrigerator, there's food in the refrigerator, or the house ain't clean, but y'all made a commitment. He holding his end of the bargain. Eventually, he's going to get some anger towards the women. We got to understand that. So with Steven Jackson is showing his daughter is good and is bad at the same time, saying a man should always give you everything he's supposed. But that's like, what about the beginning? See, you was able to do that for his mother because money wasn't a thing to you. At 19, you went into the NBA. Every 2 weeks, you was getting $100,000 probably. The average man every 2 weeks might get close to $1,000. Unless he's some athlete or some young man that even then, he's not supposed to do that for her. You're her father. You birthed her. He's supposed to get to know her to get to that point. That's the part where we're like, it's not making sense. And then the men like me saying like, what's wrong? And the women like, well, I'd rather be with a guy out of my race or a dude that don't treat me so great because he give me everything. That's your okayness with that. Guys like me, we're not going to be so fond after a while just to throw out our money and be like, and I try to explain to women, what do you pay for on the first date? She's like, you don't got to go to a lot. It's like, see, y'all missing the whole principle. And I was like, the principles I try to use, like, he worked hard. You come to work too, just like him. He wake up in the morning just like him. He bleed. He sweat. He cry just like you. And then you telling him he has to do something by just knowing you in a short amount of time. Sometimes you can know somebody for 5 days and it feel like 5, 50, 60, 15, 10, 20, how many years? They seem like the same amount of years you knew that person you was with or the friends you had. It may feel like that. But do that mean, do you act accordingly to that? Do you act accordingly the account of who you are? See, like I'm speaking so much logic and common sense is not taught. They should have, me and a lady, the bus driver was talking, they should have a common sense class. For even driving your car, they should give you like a 10, every year you have to take a 10, even it's 10, 20 questions of driving. And then should have to get in the car with somebody for 2 minutes and just drive. Show you what you do when you drive. Because that would make the road, but see, logically, and it's if you're gonna say, well, that's not gonna work or that's stupid, let's try what's stupid first. That actually is a good idea, but since you call it stupid, what's wrong with you taking a 10-page test about what you do at a stop sign and then go implement what you just took on that test? Because like I said, I watched 200 cars go past the school zone, never came to a complete stop at the stop sign with the sign on the ground and the outline, and it was clear as day. Out of 200 cars, 199. So that means one car stopped, a complete stop in the school zone. Wheels not turning, nothing. I don't even have a car. And since I don't drive, what I shouldn't say nothing. That's our mentality now. Since you don't drive, since that's not that way, since it's like, and I want people, other races, to open up their minds and their heart. Because y'all are so lost when it comes to problem solving. Problem solving seems to only go one way. And I will forever keep voicing who I am to people. I'm not going to say, well, I have a speech problem. or they want to claim me as dyslexic or something. No, I know who I am. I know who I'm supposed to be. I know where I'm going. I know who the creator made me to be. Not whose I am. Not even gonna diss because that sounds like a diss. But on this Sunday, I want everybody to be great. Start if you're gonna be better, you gotta have a resolve. Don't need some New Year's resolution. Start today. Build yourself up. Like I'm building myself up to what I want to do. It takes that. I don't have no examples. And I remember a woman tried to argue with me, and I said, "I'm not arguing with you, miss. Not all men have people they look up to. I don't look up to nobody. I honor Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm. I didn't really look up to them because I don't know them. I don't have an example. I don't look up to nobody. I don't know them because my look up is not the outside. Like LeBron, I don't know his personal life, but I can tell you about LeBron. I know I understand the world, and they can try to make me, trick me, and program me to think they're bad men. But from my knowledge, family wise, Obama and LeBron James is the great example to public display of president and the entertainer. And I know a regular man, but y'all don't know him. So I have the highest form in this country of example of a quote unquote black man, African and Hawaiian at that, woo, with his wife and two kids. The greatest example of man, that's how a father should be. And hearing him, what really got me about him, Barack Hussein Obama, he said, and this can sound funny, I never hear a president, and I looked up quotes of presidents. Even JFK had some great quotes. He said, after my presidency, I still think about if did I do a good enough job? I was like, wow, that's a man with a heart. I don't care what Freemasons or organization he part of. Maybe it was a trick, but it's rare that you hear a man say that. It's rare. It's rare. It's rare. So that touched me. I liked about what I loved about LeBron. That's why I showed that shirt yesterday. Two-time champ. LeBron do so much in his community. I mean, he's in a community where he grew up at. I don't care that he was in LA. I don't care if he went to Miami. He was in Miami, but still doing Akron community work. Come on, taking his money, hard-earned blood, sweat, and tear money. I know how he got it. I know who pays him. Okay, that's a different story. Which I never put my stories in the same way, the same topic and objective. That's another example because he's in the spotlight. They're in the spotlight of a black man, quote unquote black man, being a great father. He has Instagram and we try to beat on. I never tried to beat on him. Only thing I said was one time he Carrie Champion, a known black woman that don't like black men. She said white men are easier to date, but she don't. It's easier to date, but you never thought about when black men date her. Why is it harder for black men to date her, or why is it so hard for two black people to date? But for the money she make, this is I was the creator had touched me on this. He said in Logic, the money they make, but his thoughts are not my thoughts. But we're gonna go with that. But anyway, how is it harder for Carrie Champion to meet a good black man? I would say I'm a good black man. How is it harder? When I start making $150,000 a year, whether I'm always going to become a thousandaire. So let's say my mark is 300,000 a year. How is it harder for me to meet a woman? Because if you really working harder and smarter, I'm not going to be always busy because I already created my money generating opportunities. I'm going to be checking up. I'm going to be making sure it's still working out and generating more. I'm not going to be saying, well, I got to do this, and do that. I'm going to be busy, but not so busy for personal life. So you telling me I cannot go travel. You telling me the events that come up, I won't see a black woman that's a doctor at an event. If they have a doctor's union and it's open invites to people that's donating, I'm gonna donate just so I can, and it sounds funny because I'm gonna utilize what I have. I'm gonna use what the creator allowed me to have, what the creator let me become. What did he say? I'm being my best person I can be. I'm going to donate so I can go see those black women doctors. I have a different access, and it sounds funny, of women. I have a different access to women now. I have black women as doctors that want to be with black men, but since they looking at the money, I got good money. They don't have kids. And I would just say, okay, she worked hard. I'm gonna look at those factors. I don't, and I'm gonna look too to see if she makes sure she's not a gold digger doctor or woman, because some women doctors are dope. They can be gold diggers too. We keep having this false sense of reality of saying, well, just because she make $2 million, she can't be a gold digger. That's not true. That's not, and they say other cultures, they don't call that gold digging. Well, I'm not in other cultures. I want to meet a woman genuinely because I know I met people on this earth that met people genuinely that liked me. But I'm happy I have a different access of women now because I'm donating out the kindness of my heart, and that's giving me access to see, and they're gonna see me like, oh, it's a black man. He's single. He don't got kids. He don't got drama. I'm gonna have more opportunities to meet different type of, and even now, for being a good man I am, I got different options, but I'm stuck. I'm stuck in the area. I'm stuck in the area, the demographic where women mind see first date as the end all, begin all. They see the second date, the third date, but they also have many options of men. That's not so great. So if you know you can go on a date with a man and then you can call another man for a different reason, you're not really expanding your options. You're lowering your options because what you're going to do is going to base it off not even what you desire, what your moral values and ethics is. She's going to base it off that man. She's like, well, if this don't work out, I can still call him. Vice versa for men. But I'm speaking from a man points that women have told me point of views. And she's going to be able to call him. So she got backup, but she looking for a leader. That won't happen. She won't find a leader because she has backup. So that's like saying I'm a king, but I'm not going to use my knights to defend. I'm going to use my pawns just to die while we escape, and my knights make sure I'm protected and they're protected. That's wrong. That's not a king. That's a drug dealer. See, you will get that. Let that sink in a little bit. That's the uneducated mind. So if these uneducated minds with information in their minds, how long will we be? What I say unto one, I say unto all. It's your choice, it's your path, your journey. You can do whatever you want. But I know how long, my people, how long. We got a long way to go. 50 years out the civil rights movement, 150 years, 266 years, 400 years, 2018 years. It's 2018, about to be 2019. I see the curses. I know the curses. You will watch people. You will watch these videos, and you will see. Well, these the sleeper cells. These the pawns. These the decoys. These the Sambos. These the mammies. These the baby boys. We can see it, but we don't fight them. We don't kill it. We don't eradicate. To get rid of what we want, we had to remove, delete, and eradicate. I would never tell my daughter it's okay that her ass shaking is the greatest thing in the world. I'm going to let her know if that's what you want to do to entice the man you call your husband, so be it. That should not. I watched a video recently, and I brought this up before already, of a pole competition. Remember, pole used to be called so-called ratchet or wrong. Now they making money off of it. But the pioneers was the so-called women that was so wrong doing it. And just like the one person, all I could do was respect. She was like, remember we used to call this ratchet or these strippers was nasty. But now we have a competition. So we should at least respect those women that we call strippers compared to these women just because they on the pole and they making it. I was like, and women were like, wow, this is so beautiful and artistic. The same thing she was doing. I was like, I seen a stripper chick hold her hands out and put her body out straight. I didn't see that one time. Not one woman in that competition did that I seen. The gold medalists didn't do it. So I was like, I seen artistic ways. She doing the same thing. The stripper doing her leg down. She was doing the same thing. I don't see what was so much different. Just like dancing style, I brought that up. Crumping to ballet, I didn't see a difference. But in the raw form, we got to see everything as a difference to make it acceptable. I'm not gonna make nothing acceptable that I could not bring home. If I couldn't be half naked in front of my mother, I'm not gonna be half naked. And if your parents allow that, so be it. But I'm gonna tell there was times when we said right was right and wrong was wrong. Negative was negative and positive was positive. Good was good and bad was there was a time where we didn't allow a lot of things in the home. We didn't allow the children to act and be a certain way. We wasn't thinking and doing these crazy things. It was there, but we wasn't allowing it. That's the difference. It was all women having babies at a young age from beginning time was always there, but we wasn't allowing it at the rate. It's like now, even where I work, I'm a nurse assistant. I'm watching the dietary aid girls, four of them pregnant. Like, why? Why are you pregnant? Y'all 18 to 24. Y'all had not even begun life, but you creating life. I don't care about the dude. And then even the nurses, the LPNs and the RNs, they look at me funny. I'm like, they got babies. One girl told me I had to kick out the man because he ain't want to do nothing. I never been that type of dude. Then they say he a nigga. I'm like, he is a nigga. But you a nigga let because you allowed this nigga to infiltrate you, penetrate you, and manipulate you. And then you knew all the factors. If he didn't pick up the phone, why would you lay down with him? Because you was attracted to him because he was sexy. There are so many other dudes, men you could be attracted to and find sexy in this world and actually have babies with, and he will be a great father. If you take the time out to know your body, like, of course it's not pleasurable because you had all types of sex. You play with yourself. You never create, we haven't even got back to sensitivity. When we watch people die, it don't even shock us no more. Whether it's a movie or in real life, it don't shock me. I watch people die, but it bears on me because it's like, damn, they died alone. You don't come into this earth alone, but so a lot of people, you die alone. You die alone. At some point, you might be alone. And it's like, damn, that's what happens. And you have some families that do care, but you only can do so much for a person because your family have not created, so you can be there. Like, get your family out of poverty. There's so much ways to get out of poverty, but we don't like to listen to each other. We agree on, well, this way it used to be, but we're not in the 10 BC where we was walking around naked. So walking around naked, it's not body shaming. It's logical to say, okay, I can wear this, but I know everybody don't have the same view. Okay, you okay with yourself. So if somebody walk up with you being honest and being respectful, you don't have to get mad. You can say, okay, that's your view. I respect it. And I do understand. What happened to that? We can't even talk to say what I'm doing. We can't even talk like this and say, I respect your view. But this is my view. And then say, okay. And then since we don't have the same view, we don't like each other, don't be around each other. See, I don't do it because I don't got time for people. Because I can have a view. I don't dislike you. I'm not mad at you. It's just that when you start saying what I didn't say and do what I say I did, that's the problem. That's what separates me from you. And the things you keep saying, it gotta match your heart and mind. Eventually I can't be around you. Cause I'm like the geese and the birds. Geese hang out with geese, hang out with birds. You don't see lions hanging out with deers. You don't see geese hanging out with tigers. They can, but that's not who they flock with. That's not who they supposed to be with. I can be with a white guy, but I don't want to be like, okay, I'm the token, or I have to view a certain, I don't want him to view my way, a Puerto Rican guy I know, or the Boricua. I would like him to see there are other things that I view that you don't view. Everything he said, I was like, I know what you're talking about, my man. But everything I keep saying, you keep knocking it down. Because you're trying to say your life is my life. Your experience is my experience. It's not. We all are made uniquely and wonderfully made. We are unique. We are individuals. We're singular. We're not plural. Even your twin or triplet, you're still a single person. Unless you stuck together, you Siamese. You're closer than being plural than any other person. It's not even being funny. It's just like if you're born with both sexes, that would make sense. But still, you gotta understand we are all not the same. We should be treating each other fair. We should be getting better as a whole, as a race, as a civilization, as a world of people, of beings. I don't say human, because that's just the skin tone. By who we are, we should be great by now, but we not. So how long, my people? How long? Shalom.